Hello students, welcome to Python online classes. Today I am going to explain about the concept of classes. Actually object oriented programming. In the last class I have started about the OOPS concepts. In that the first concept is what actually in the last class we have discussed about the procedural oriented programming language and also object oriented programming language. So actually Python is also versatile programming language. Python supports two types of programming languages. Nothing but the first one is procedural oriented architecture also it can support, as well as object oriented programming concepts also it can support. So that's why Python is a versatile programming language. So now our concept is object oriented programming. So that's why Python is also called object oriented programming language. Now, in the last class, we have discussed about the object-oriented programming concepts. So, in that, the first option is what? Classes. So, in this session, I would like to explain about the classes concept. Okay. Now, let us start our session. First, we have to see about a class definition. A class is a virtual entity. A class is a virtual entity and can be seen as a blueprint of an object. The class came into existence when it's initiated, when it is instantiated. When it is instantiated, automatically the class came into the picture. A class is a virtual entity. Virtual entity is nothing but once you write the class and we can create the objects based on that blueprint of object. Based on that blueprint, we can create a number of objects. Actually, a class is a nothing but a pre-plan. For example, if you want to construct a house, for that directly you have to construct now. No, first we need building plan. Am I correct or not? So here also a building plan is equal to class. So by using that building plan, we can create a number of houses with the same architecture. Because of that is already defined. The class has already defined. Based on that architecture, we have to construct number of houses. Here each and every house is called an object. That plan is called class. Suppose here I given one example, just carefully observe. Suppose a class is a prototype of building plan. A building plan contains all the details about the floor, rooms, doors, windows, etc. Actually, a building plan contains everything. How many doors we need, how many floors we need in the building, how many windows required. So all those things, that information is available in the plan. So here the plan is equal to a class. While coming to the object oriented programming, a class is a blueprint of object. Already you have seen in the carbon paper. In bookshops the carbon paper is available. If you attach with, the carbon paper will attach, and if you write the code, if you write the text or anything, and the carbon paper is attached, and after that one more copy has attached, one more paper. So in between carbon copy we have. So if you write the code if you write the text paper once, if you write the text anything on that first paper, and by using that carbon copy, the second copy is also copied. Whatever the text you have written in the first paper, that carbon, with the help of that carbon copy, and second paper is also copied the same content. Am I correct or not? So like that, here class is also, once you define the structure of a class, once you define the structure of object, so based on that structure you can create number of objects. And we can make many buildings as we want based on that these details. If you design a plan, based on that plan, we have to construct number of buildings. I mean, more than one building we have to construct. Hence, the building can be seen as a class. The building can be seen as a class, and we can create many objects of this class. So, for example, if you design a plan for a construction of a house, if you design a plan to construct a house, so based on the design, we have to create, we have to construct number of houses now. Based on that same architecture, if you want to construct a building, so based on that project, that is very simple. So here each and every constructed house is called as an object, but that pre-plan is called a class. As many houses can be made from a house blueprint, we can create many objects from a class. An object is called an instance of a class. An object is also called an instance of a class, and the process of creating this object is called instantiation. An object is also called an instance of a class, and the process of creating this object is called instantiation. Now we have to see how to create the class in Python programming language. The syntax we can see right now. Now in Python, a class can be created by using the keyword class. So class is a keyword. So with the help of the class keyword, we can create our own class. Now I am writing the syntax to create the class. Carefully observe. Syntax and class is a keyword. Lowercase letters we need to use because of Python is also case sensitive programming language, right? So class is a keyword we need to use in the lowercase format. Here class name required. Class name required. Here one colon symbol required. So after that, indentation space must and should need to give here also. One space required. Then only whatever the members you are defining, nothing but whatever the variables and whatever the methods you are defining here, those all are related to that defined class. Okay? Nothing but here variables or data members or data attributes, right? Nothing but properties. A class contains variables and also methods. These all are called class members. Okay? So here, after the colon symbol declared, and in the next line, compulsory we need to give one character space. Here I selected, carefully observe, one character space. So then only the variables and methods belongs to this class name. Okay? Variable to belongs to this class only. So here indentation space must and should be required to define a class variables and methods. Like for example, in the previous classes already we have discussed about the if conditions, while loops, control statements and while loops, and all are functions also we can declare with the indentation space now. So similarly, if you want to create a class, first create a class, colon symbol is also we have to give, and also one indentation space is also we must need to give. So here if you remove the indentation space, whatever the space we have given, now I am removing. That means these variables and methods not belongs to this class. Okay, these two are other statements, not related to class related statements. If you assign the variables and methods compulsory, if you assign the variables and methods for this class, here one indentation space must and should be required, right? So this is the class declaration syntax. Class declaration syntax. Now, like that, number of variables we have to declare, number of methods also we can declare. In the class, we have to, the variables and methods optional. In the Python programming language, the class level variables and class level methods are optional. If you have any requirement, then you can declare the variables. You can use the variables. Here declaration not required enough for the variable purpose, because of if you use the variable name directly, the type it can be decided itself. Whatever the value you have assigned, whatever the value if you assign, that related type it can be internally used by Python itself. So if you want to create a variables and if you want to create a methods, that is one indentation space must and should be required before writing the code. One space must and should need to give. Then only these members are related to class. These members are belongs to class name. That class related class, whatever the class we have declared, that class can adapt these variables and methods. So this is the class syntax right now. So like that, in the class, if you want to declare number of variable, more than one variable, if you want to use, then you can obviously use. There is no problem. Okay. Like that, similarly, methods also. If you want to use more than one method, then you need to define with the def keyword, with the definition keyword. Okay. DEF keyword. DEF is nothing but definition. In the short form, we can give the DEF to create the functions and to create the methods. Next, a class contains a statements like fields, constructor, function. Fields, constructor, function. Fields are nothing but variables or data members or data attributes. Functions are nothing but a methods. A class contains functions, na? So like that. So that is also a function. Here constructor function. Constructor is what? If you want to create any object. If you want to create any object for this class, compulsory constructor must and should be required. So without constructor we can't create the class object. Okay, that is comes with the objects that I will explain about the object class. Okay, while the topic is going on, when the topic will discuss, in that time I will explain about the constructors concept. So actually by default a class, if you create any class, by default one default constructor, the Python it will provide for us. It will provide, because of without creating any objects we can't use the program, we can't use the class, and we can't initialize the variable values also. Okay, so compulsory we must have to create the object. If you want to call that, if you want to access these variables and if you want to access these methods, compulsory this class, for this class we need to create one object also. Okay, and here example I am writing. Example, class is the keyword, lowercase letters, and car is also one of the keyword. One of the keyword. For example, employee is the class name. Here one colon symbol required. After that one indentation space. In the next line one space must and should give, that is called indentation space. Now I want to define variables for the employee class. emp number equal to 101. Okay, emp name equal to Pavan. So like that we can create the variables. These two are variables. Now I want to create one method to access these two variables. DEF is the keyword. Here also indentation space required, because of this method is also belongs to employee class. Definition, display method. Now I want to display those two variable values. Display method. So if you in the class, if you want to use the display method, here here also one colon symbol required, and here for the class purpose one indentation space here required, and for the method purpose one more indentation space required. Okay, so that's why here I given two spaces. This is one space and this is one more space. The first space is belongs to for the employee class, and second indentation space belongs to display method class, display method purpose. Okay, because of we are using the we are creating the statement for the display method. That's why now I am using the print function. Carefully observe, this is employee employee contain employee number, employee name. Through this method I want to access these two variables. So here self keyword required. Self is the one of the keyword. For every function the first parameter is need to give the self. Okay, self. If you want to access this current class object, here the self means self class variables. Now I want to access self class variables, nothing but this class variables. Self keyword is refers to the current class object, current class variables, current class object. So now how you can access the data members? Self dot emp number we can use. Okay, self dot emp number. And next one more print statement. Here also self dot emp name we can use, right? This is the example, class creation example. But these two members are variables. This method is this is one method belongs to class name. But if you want to access all these function, all these statements, compulsory one object must and shouldly create. So how to create that objects in the next class I would like to explain, because of that is instance of class. That is comes to the how to create the instances, nothing but how to create the objects. Here instance is also called an object. Okay, for this employee class first we need to create one object. Through that object we need to call this function. After calling this function, the display method self objects, nothing but self means this the self keyword is refers to the current object. Here current object is what? Employee so that's why employee class variables it will represent on the console window while executing time. So now this is class syntax. Here these many statements I have written for this class. Okay, right. Consider the following example to create a class employee which contains two fields of employee ID and employee name. Same example I am given here. Carefully observe. Here class name, ID is 10, name equal to Devansh. So here one indentation space given here colon symbol given one indentation, one name purpose also one indentation given, because of these two members are belongs to employee class. And this method is also I have created with the indentation space before one indentation space I have given here. Carefully observe. So this method is also belongs to employee class. Here self keyword I have used self means self keyword is refers to the current class object. Okay, so it is the if you want to create any function, self is the first parameter we need to use. We have to use self is the first parameter. Okay, so here for the print function we have to give one more indentation space, one extra indentation space also here required. Why? The first space is belongs to class and second space is belongs to display method. Then only this statement is belongs to display method. Okay, here for the first space what it will tell? These two statement belongs to employee class, right? Here the self is used as a reference variable which refers to the current class object. It is always the first argument in the function definition. However, using self is optional in the function call. While calling time, self keyword is not required. Okay, automatically the self keyword will refer to the current class object. If you want to access current class data, then compulsory self keyword must and should be required. Okay, right. The self parameter refers to the current instance of the class and access the class variables. We can use anything instead of self. So in this place, I mean, we have to use our own name also, but the first parameter should be self related. So if you want to access class members, now here I created a variable instead of self. Okay, so here while accessing the data members, instead of self we need to use the a dot, right? So this is also work like a self, but when in the function definition the first parameter should reference to the current class object. So that is predefined functionality. Each and every function, whatever the first parameter you have passed, that first parameter it should refers to the current class object. So that is the functionality of about the first parameter in the function definition. So that is class keyword. Classes concept is that one. How to create the classes? I have given syntax also, as well as I have given one example also. Now we have to see about the instances. Working with instances concept we have to see. Here instance is also nothing but an object. Instance is also nothing but an object. Now I want to connect internet through my phone. Then only objects, how many ways we have to create the objects? Let us see. Okay, right. Now I am connecting the internet. Yeah, it has connected. Now I am opening browser. Objects in Python. Objects in Python. Textbook I am opening, then only you can understand. So working with instances. Each instance of a class has its own set of data attributes. When a method uses the self parameter to create an attribute, the attribute belongs to the specific object. We call these attribute instance attributes because they belong to specific instance of class. And if you read these many lines, you cannot understand about this. Then how to create the object we have to see right now. Okay. What is an object in Python? Python is an object-oriented programming language. Just already I told you about that. Everything is a Python treated as an object. In the real world, everything is an object. Nothing but pen, chair, laptop, person, room, building, everything. Every object belongs to its class. For example, an integer variable belongs to integer class. And an object contains three properties. What are they? State, behavior, identity. State, behavior, identity. The attributes of an object represent its states. It is also reflects the properties of an object. And behavior means the method. State is nothing but whatever the attributes, whatever the variables we have defined, those are comes to the state option. Okay. Behavior is nothing but whatever the methods you are creating, those are related to behavior. Okay. A person, for example, a person is an object. A person contains what are the properties? 2 eyes, 2 legs, 2 hands, okay, 1 heart, like Those are properties. A behavior means methods. A person contain what are the behaviors we have? A person walking, a person eating, a person sleeping. So these all are behavior methods. Identity means a person contain one name na. So that is called one identity. So here in object oriented programming language, everything treated as an object. So every object contain these three properties. Every object contain these three properties. Okay. For example, if you take the fan is the identity. Na? Fan name is one identity. What is the name of fan? Okay. So that is identity. What is the state means? It has three feathers na? Three feathers we have. And the behavior means if the fan switch on, immediately it is rotating. If the fan switch off, the rotation will stop. So that is the behavior. So like that, each and every object contain state, behavior, identity. State, behavior, identity. Creating an object of class. The object is essential to work with the class attributes. To work with the class attributes. Instantiate is a term used when we create the object of any class. If you create the class, that is called instantiation. For example, here I give an example now. Employee. Class employee. This is class name. Class contain two properties. One method. Two properties, one method. These all are class members. These all are class members. How to create the object here? How to create the object? For that syntax we need to know na? Object creation for the class. The syntax is, first we need to use the object name. Here employee class we have defined na? Employee class I have created. Now I am creating the object. EMP is the object is equal. EMP is the object is equal. Class name is what? Here class name is what? Employee. So now I am copying this name as it is. After is equal, I am placing here. So after that, one functional brackets required. Actually, this is called constructor. This is called a constructor. Right? This is employee object. This is class name. So if you use the two functional brackets along with class name, so employee object will create like that. Employee object will create like that. Here EMP1, the one object I have created. So for this employee class, I want to create one more object also. That is employee2. So carefully observe. Here employee constructor and employee class name. The class name, constructor name, class name should be same. Then only it will create the object. Then only it will create the object. So the class name and constructor name should be same if you want to create any object. So here EMP1 is one object, EMP2 is also one object. Okay? Right. This is object creation. This is object creation. If you create the object, automatically the class object it is created. These data members will create these data members will get the memory in the while executing time. So without creating object, you can't create the memory for this data members. You can't allocate the memory while running time. So compulsory we need to create the object. So if you want to access employee number, employee name, display method, if you want to access this all data members, then for this class we need to create the object. Here I created two objects. Here I have created the two objects. Okay, write that. and this is called object creation. Here emp1 is also object and employee is of the constructor. If you call like this, immediately the control will comes to here. So employee class available or not. So internally default constructor also we have. Default constructor. Here nothing but employee constructor, default constructor we have. So what is the use of default constructor? What is the use of default constructor? Actually, this is we are not placed in the before. Nothing but if you call like this, automatically the Python compiler, automatically the Python software will give the default constructor for this class. Okay? If you call like this, the control will create here and first it will search for the constructor. So the Python software internally it will place the default constructor to create an object, right? Here the default constructor is available now. If you place, there is no problem. If you haven't placed, then Python software will place that one directly itself while running time. Then only the class will get the memory with these members. Now I am writing one program. Carefully observe. Here class employee is the class name. One colon symbol. Here I am giving the one indentation space. Here given the one indentation space, emp underscore number equal to 101, emp underscore name equal to Pavan. Here default constructor. Automatically default constructor will place by the Python software. Will place by the Python software. Constructor non-parameterized. Constructor parameterized. This is constructor actually. This is parameterizer constructor. Here constructor is nothing but, carefully observe, init method. In Python software, if you define underscore, two underscores I am using, init method. Init method is nothing but initializing method. Initializing method. Self keyword required na? Self keyword is also required. So if you use that one, immediately it will get the memory like that. It will get the memory like that. So when without parameter, actually there are two types of constructors now. There are two types of constructor, parameterizer constructor, non-parameterizer constructor. So actually in Java programming language, class name and constructor class name should be same. But here, instead of same name, here we need to use the init method. Here we have to use the init method. We have to use the init method. Now I am using the init method. Now I am using the init method. The first space is for the class and second space is for the init method. Print. This is employee class. This is employee class. Now I am creating the object for class. emp equal to employee. So the class name, constructor name should be class. Here also class name, constructor name should be same. Here the class name is this one na? So if you want to create any object, compulsory with the class name and the functional brackets. So if you use this one, this is called constructor. This is called constructor. Here object created. First, if you write the statement like this, the employee constructor, first it will set the init method. So the init method is available now, nothing but it will execute automatically. Without calling, the init method will execute because of it is associated with constructor. If you create the object, immediately the init method will execute. Carefully observe, here init method I am not calling. Init method I am not calling. Now I am saving this one. Now I am saving this one. Employee.py, save as type is all files. Now I am opening the console window. Console window. Carefully observe, concentrate on this. cd.desktop employee.py. Syntax, this is employee class. This is employee class. Here I think semicolon not required because of this is object oriented programming. I mean Python is a purely object oriented programming. So carefully observe. Yeah, it has not. Sorry, quotes not closed. Quotes not closed. That's why. Yeah, this is employee class. Carefully observe. Here init method I am calling or not? No, I haven't called till now. Just I have created the object. So if you call the constructor, then immediately automatically init method will directly it will execute by itself. Because of this is associated with this one. Init method means init method functionality is what? It is initializing the class level variables. It is initializing the class level variable purpose. While when we create the object, automatically the class level variables initialize with init method. Here two underscore symbol we need to give, and here also two underscore symbols we need to give at the starting time at the ending time. And each and every function, the first parameter should be self. Okay, nothing but this self keyword will reference the current object. So like that you need to create the objects. You need to create the objects. How to call the display method by using this one. So now I want to explain one more example, that is also class employee keyword. Employee is the class name, colon symbol. Here I am creating init method def to underscore symbol init, again to underscore symbol, opening bracket closing bracket, self is the keyword. Self is the keyword. Here colon symbol, here two indentation space. Now id equal to, sorry, here id comma name. Here self dot id equal to id. If you know the values, then directly it will give, no problem. If you don't know the values, then while constructor calling time you need to give name equal to name, right? So init function is over. Now again I am creating the display method, def display. Self is the first parameter for every method. Okay, here two indentation space, and now I am using the print function. So here id equal to percentile d, id equal to percentile d, one new line character, and name equal to percentile s, name equal to percentile s. Now I am closing this one. Here one percentile operator, again opening brackets, EMP. How to create that one? Self dot id comma self dot name, like that we need to access self dot name. So now I want to create the object for this class. EMP1 is the class, object. Employee constructor I am calling with the parameters. Here 101 is the id and Pavan is the name. Now I am saving this one. Now I am executing. Carefully observe. Display method showing error. Oh right. Here colon symbol required for the block declaration purpose. Now carefully observe. Employee.py. It is executed, but we haven't called a display method. When we create the employee object, init method automatically it will execute. But init method executed with initializing with variables now. So here now I want to call the emp1 dot display method. Display method we need to call. Okay. Display method we need to call. Now I am executing this one. Yeah, ID 101 name Pavan. ID 101 name Pavan. Space not required, so that's why this is given one extra space. Now carefully observe ID 101. Now I want to create one more object here also. EMP2. Employee of here I want to pass 102. Raju is the name. Now emp2 dot display method I am calling. So like that we have to create the classes, and also for that classes we have to create the number of objects. Here emp1, emp2 two objects I have created. No? So like that, as per your requirement, you have to create number of objects based on this class. Now here the constructor is what? Parameterized constructor. Because of here we are passing the parameters now. So that's why here arguments. 101 Pavan is the argument. When we create the object with the arguments, then immediately the control will create. First it will check the init method is available or not. If it is there, then it will initialize the variable. Self keyword is used to refer the current object. So here id passed and id name. This class id equal to passing id. This class name equal to passing name. So that means the values with initialize with id. So the id is initialized with whatever the argument came. That arguments within that argument values with initialize with variables. So after that, when we call the display method, the display method will print the output like that. Okay. So now we have completed how to create the objects and how to create the classes. How to create the classes and how to create the objects. In the next class, I will explain about the techniques for designing classes. Thank you very much.